I would like to thank Ash and Lewis for sending me this story. And let me tell you right now, this guy should be extremely lucky that none of the stories that or the allegations that were put out against him turned out to be false. I'm sorry, true. I'm sorry. So I couldn't find a better picture of the guy. This is the only one I could really find with him in it. But the guy right there who's looks like he's tending to a garden, his name is Marcus Peeples, and he is working on a gardening project for his community when three white women accused him of all kinds of wild things, like the typical stuff. But luckily for him, a judge did not believe a word that really came out of these women's mouths and tossed out all three cases. Now I'm gonna go ahead and read the article coming from Raw Story and just listen to some of the things that all three women accused him of doing, because it's three different women, three different stories. You could probably tell they all work together to come up with these stories in hopes to get him kicked out. It says a Michigan judge tossed three stalking charges against a black man filed by a white woman who objected to him gardening while black, and she said the accuser should face the same charges. Deborah Nash lives across the street from a vacant playground in Detroit where Mark Peoples established a community playground last year, and she and two other white women who live nearby called police on the black man dozens of times. Peoples says Nash, Jennifer Morris, and Martha Callahan objected to his project and began fabricating more serious allegations against him when police refused to cite him for the garden. Ain't no law against raking leaves, one officer said, according to body camera video. Court documents show Nash claimed Peoples threatened to take her home, which he allegedly said what she had stolen from Native Americans, and the woman also accused him of painting gang colors on vacant houses and trees. She then told police that Peoples threatened to burn down her house and repeatedly threatened to kill her, and Nash claimed the black man took part in a drive-by shooting of her home. See how all these stories, they don't make none of them make any sense, but they use the typical talking points that would be used against the black man anyway. Nash told police in March that Peoples had a gun in the park, which wasn't true, and all three women waited until the man had a group of children helping him in the garden, and then told police they heard from a school principal that he was a pedophile. It was blatant racism, people said. They didn't like the fact that a black man was in a so-called their neighborhood without their permission. Detroit police and Wayne County prosecutors eventually filed three counts of stalking against Peoples, even though body camera video shows at least one officer believed the charges were BS, and a judge eventually agreed. District Court Judge E. Lanice Bryant dismissed the ridiculous charges Tuesday in a directed verdict, which ended the case before it even went to a jury. The three white women should be sitting at the defendant's table for stalking and harassment charges, not Mr. Peoples, Bryant said. This is disgusting and a waste of the court's time and resources. The judge found the women filed false police reports, contradicted their own claims and on the stand, and lied under oath. That alone right there should give them jail time. But let's be real here. Are they really going to get any jail time? They engaged in a very targeted and constant harassment of the young man, Bryant said, added that the campaign appeared to be racially motivated. I found the testimony to be offensive. People said he lost business contracts and spent more than $3,500 on bail and attorney fees, which he's trying to recover through a GoFundMe page. And he said that the case damaged his reputation. And see, at the end of the day, that's all they really wanted to happen. They get to ruin my life, say anything they want, he said, and they get to go on with their lives. People are giving these ladies funny nicknames, but this is serious, he added. This is my life. What these people are doing is not cute, it's ugly. He's absolutely right. That was the whole point all along. He's what you call the low level Cosby. They did all this stuff with Cosby to ruin his reputation and his legacy. This happened to this guy. I mean, they went so far as to say that the man was a pedophile when he had kids around helping him with the gardening. He, as you can see right here, he's the guy right there bending over to tend to the soil in the garden, and he has two little girls on both sides of him. They probably said that he was doing stuff to them, then talking about doing a drive-by near the home. So a drive by near her home wouldn't that mean that other neighbors would have complained and not just you? And like he said, nothing's going to happen to him. And you know what? I'm not surprised. He lost, like they said, he lost businesses, like business contracts. He lost money, and now he had to create a GoFundMe page to recover what he lost. This is a perfect example of them not wanting us to have our own, but be the same exact ones to say to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps every chance they get. And the minute that we quote unquote do that, here they come trying to tear it down. See, the thing is, they claim they don't want to be around us or that we need to do our own thing. And when we do our own thing, then they find a way to tear it down. That means that they need us more than they think. They don't want us to be near them. And see, the thing is, another thing that made them mad is the fact that this black man is about to thrive where they are. And they're mad because whatever it is they got going on, if it's anything at all, is not thriving, period. But yeah, you can tell all three of those witches worked together as a group and came up with these outlandish stories. But it's unfortunate that even though the case got thrown out before it even got to a jury, that he still got affected from it. And I hope he's not one of the ones that says I'm going to forgive anything like that based on this article. He didn't. Hopefully he stands firmly on that because this is unforgivable. Like this is his livelihood right here that took a huge hit because of these three lying ass heifers. But I will leave the link to the article in the description. If you scroll down to the through the article that I read, the link to the GoFundMe page is in there as well. If you would like to donate, and help him, through his recovery. I don't know where it sits at right now because I didn't click on the link as far as how much he's going to need in order to recover from his pages. I mean, from his loss. But yeah, it's messed up. But it's the world that we live in. But you know what? I'm almost certain he's not surprised that any of this happened. And this happened in Detroit, Michigan. Think about that for a second. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.